The more famous Barbados rum becomes, the greater the likelihood of exploitation. This is the view of Managing Director of the Foursquare Rum Distillery, Richard Seal. Mr. Seal, who is also a master blender, says protecting the economic value of Barbados rum is a priority.
It's about exploitation. I gave the example earlier where, I remember when the Prime Minister first came to office, she said, we have more tourist arrivals but less tourism income. And that's really what it's about. So you want to make sure that all of the income that is earned from your intellectual property, which is Barbados rum, that's the intellectual property of the island, is earned in Barbados. And the only way you're going to do that is to take the steps to protect it.
Mr. Seal says rum producers are united to protect the local product from cane to bottle and has written the Corporate Affairs and Intellectual Property Office on the matter.
The most recent thing we heard is that they're going to split that department from the corporate side to the IP side, and this is fantastic news because I think in the Caribbean we have just generally not understood the importance of intellectual property. We obviously have a history of exporting bulk commodities, and that's something that has to change. And I hope that's the first step because, there are several thousand registrations of protected geographical indications in the EU. There's about 3 only from the region, from the former British colonies. This is, we need to turn this around. And of course, we're getting behind.
He says it's not a complex issue as there's a Geographic Identification Act in place in Barbados.
We've been slow to create some of these frameworks, but there is a GI Act in Barbados, and we have obviously a corporate registry in which GIs can be registered. So we have these initial steps. What we've not done is put now it into place and have actual registrations. We have no GI registrations on the island, and so consequently we have no GI registrations in export markets, and it's long overdue. And as I said, these things are not complex things. We are saying protect the words of Barbados rum, that the product comes from here, so that when you go abroad and you pick up a product and it says 10-year-old Barbados rum, the product is exactly as you would envision the words 10-year-old Barbados rum to mean.
Efforts to contact officials from the Corporate Affairs and Intellectual Property Office were unsuccessful up to news time. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.